scope. Got a nice, more, obviously when you kill an enemy with a red UC, you get more yellow essence. So over here is an opportunity to get some health, magic, and money. So I would hit 5 of these orbs and then run to get them, because if you try to get all 10 at once, then what happens is when you go to the targets, then the 5 you got at first will disappear, so that will just absorb into the atmosphere. So there's some info, so I'm going to get some money up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go over to the target, and then hopefully grab that info before it too disappears. So I'm going to get the rest of these 5 orbs. So it equals $100 per orb, so you get $1,000. And even though you don't see me save over here, I did go back and save it, save my data definitely, because it's going to be quite a hard battle over here.
Так, ну и все. Теперь он уже ничего не может абсолютно своей этой коняшки. Кстати, сюрикены тут ему отнимают. То есть, конечно, по чуть-чуть, но отнимают. Вот видите, то есть, да, я сейчас в него пульнул и отнимает. Но он их глушит, конечно, зараза. Но самая лучшая тактика вот сейчас, когда вот он так против него, это просто его уложить. То есть вот так-то просто уложите, и дальше, как я вам уже показывал, то вот такой тактикой. То есть вперед треугольник, и дальше у него сюрикен идет. Я его в свободный полет отправлю. Кстати, смотреть вместе с ним еще тоже не улетите. Ибо это тут, в принципе, можно так сделать. То, что с ним прям полетел. То есть за ним там сделал там Изунова и полетел прям. Вот. И здесь у нас сейчас будут в ящике мыши летучие, которые, кстати, подрываются. Поэтому с ними надо довольно-таки аккуратно. То есть уходим сразу же и... Вот, и в этом... Одна из его сложностей, назовем это так. Просто у него как бы есть 3 атаки. Это атака его ружьем, атака его этим же ружьем, но такая милишная, то есть такая ближайшая, и это его захват. Собственно, смотрите, подходим к нему и начинаем ее просто спамить. Вот эта атака... Вот видите, дальше сейчас он пытался сделать захват. Но, тем не менее, у него не получилось. Вот, и сейчас мне надо к нему еще последний раз подойти. И давай. Да, отлично.
Every time. There's no need to watch it. And in here is a nice little Miramasa trick. You hit this guy with the triangle button. You can only hit him with the triangle button because otherwise you'll interact with him with the square button. So you could hit this guy 10 times and get $1,000 worth of orbs. So each time you hit him, you get $100. So he doesn't seem to mind too much. But if you do hit him that 11th time, it will say game over. So you got to watch out. And so I got my $1,000. Like I said, he doesn't seem to mind too much. His prices are off the wall anyway, so it's kind of, you know, some good justice to be dealing this guy some hits. This fucking bastard highway robbery prices. You know.
Еще также там этот сюрикен-бумеранг есть. Во. Мы сюда зашли. И мы тут можем восстановить себе неограниченное количество раз нимпа и жизнь. Так что такая вот тема, очень довольно-таки полезная, кстати. Советую такие камешки искать. В общем, их тут у нас вроде всего лишь 3 будет, но... Нет, но у меня есть магия Инферно. Это вам как аргумент или нет? Ну вот и, в принципе, все.
What else? Maybe okay. The HUD is another issue. The bad camera angles. That's about it. Also, you know, not getting your health filled up and your magic filled up when you get increases of those. And as far as Rachel, I just don't find any fun with this. I don't find using her fun whatsoever. It's just she's too clunky. She's way too slow. Okay, so in chapter, play the hell out of a game. You know, at least twice. First on the second, the hardest difficulty, and then the hardest difficulty. So I'm really looking forward to those titles. So, okay, so now we just beat that challenge, and there's a treasure box with your hairstyle. I always just put the damn wig on to, you know, so right there, so I got more than 20,000. I got 27,000. So that's a lot of money. So this hairstyle looks atrocious, but gonna put it on anyway. You know, didn't do all that for nothing. So actually, Resident Evil 6 came out for that, but once these guys are cleared, though, Hydrocubus is going to jump in, and he's got pincer fiends with him, those sliding imps. They're not that problematic, and this boss fight, it can actually go pretty smoothly. It's just, if that lag was there, it would be a different story. So what's happening here is that you see his flailing tentacles there. You cannot damage his health bar as long as he has tentacles. So it's not a big. I wouldn't consider it a mistake to focus on these imps at first. They're not that hard to kill. They can be a Zuna drop with relative ease, and so you just want to see the lag's already setting in. So you just want to fly swallow the tentacles, kind of roll back and block on landing. See how I block and roll back, sever his tentacles, and then when you get the tentacles severed off, you want to use the essence from those tentacle drops. They're usually blue essence charges. Blue essence drops, and you can get a nice red UT right off the bat. And you see, I got two of them right off the bat here, right in a row, one right after the next. So I almost took half his life away.
El demonio Hydracubus. Este es un enemigo bastante fácil de matar a estas alturas del juego. Parecerá un enemigo de relleno, pero pues es un jefe, ya ni modo. Lo primero que tienes que hacer es atacar a sus tentáculos. No le harás daño mientras él los tenga, pero una vez que se los logras volar con ese combo que te estoy enseñando, que es hacer vuelo de golondrina, presionas B para arrojar un shuriken, y después otra vez Y, se los puedes destruir muy rápidamente, y después solamente necesitas hacerle el salto de Izuna. Es todo para derrotarlo. Un enemigo bastante fácil de matar.
If I did the same thing as last time, if I just fast forwarded it, but I didn't find that to be too enjoyable to speak over when I was doing it. But these cat fiends, I would say these are the hardest enemies in the game. That's just my opinion. The most annoying enemy in the game is the ghost fish. So the ghost fish, the most annoying. The hardest, these fucking cat fiends. I hate these guys. The things that I take pleasure in, those are the things that I really take my time to narrate and go over, but this is not fun. I hate when you fight this guy. Every time he has a different weapon, he's always got tricks up his sleeve, so you just never know. I think he's got unlimited use of his Ninpo. He throws incendiary shurikens like they're going out of style. It's really bad. You can normally just wall spam this guy to victory, and that's what I did a couple times before on some of the later versions of him. So he's down, and he gives you quite a bit of money too. So also we're going to be getting those incendiary shurikens. This takes a very long time, but if you want to get the Spirit of the Devils, this is what you're going to have to do. It actually doesn't take as long as the Nightmare Challenge I imagine would take. I don't think I'm ever going to do that challenge. It's just, that would probably take like 5 hours to accomplish. So I have the Armlet of the Moon equipped with the Dabalacro, and you see I'm just chaining essence, and these cats are just going to be running up the stairs one at a time here. And I think the cat count and the red ninja count is 60 and 60, so that is totally in the 120 kill count you need. So once you kill a bunch of the cats at first, as you saw me do, then you just have one cat running up the stairs at a time. It's actually really funny. at first, you know, and it gets to the point where you're not smiling anymore. You're just saying, hurry the fuck up. But, so all we have here is one cat running up the stairs to us every time, whom we're greeting with a red UT kill. And we have a red ninja down there just getting trapped, throwing incendiary shurikens that never hit us. So this goes on forever. And so these sliding imps, always look for spots where the enemies just don't seem to cross a certain line. And this area right over here, they just don't. They'll just loiter right in front of you without attacking or anything. It's really ridiculous. So there's a lot of parts. There's a section in Tehran right outside of Han's bar, where later I'm going to be standing in the alleyway. I've done tons of videos for this on my channel. If you want to search for it, it's in the money making tutorials. Big Benedict 1111 with 4 1s, not 5 1s. But I completely take advantage of the fact that there are dollars that would cost in the store, so you definitely want to get it. And this is all sped up footage. It's because I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. So they got Hornets right out the bat, and you're gonna have some heavy duty foes coming out of the woodwork. Completely optional a little later on, but this fight over here is mandatory. This fight here. So whenever there's one of these archers of these, I don't even know what the hell you'd call these guys, but whenever there's an archer, there's usually one with a bow and arrow. So you want to dispatch him right off the bat, because as long as he's somewhere, you know, trying to hit you with an arrow, you're always going to get interrupted during your charging. So this is, I think if you grab the Holy Grail, you can lead. No, I'm not sure. I know this is a mandatory fight. Suffice to say, but a little later, as I'm slaying all these guys, it's optional, so you don't have to do this. But I would recommend doing this. You see, I did grab the Grail there. Maybe I didn't spend all my money, but I didn't get all the items. Sometimes it is a mistake to buy too many items and run across chests that you can't get because your inventory's full. This part I detest with every bone in my body, and I refuse to do it with anything other than Ninpo. It's so irritating to get knocked off here and lose progress, so I don't mind wasting Ninpo there. It's one of those things that I really don't agree with. I think if you're blocking his tail swipe, you should at least be able to block, at least with you getting your guard broken. That would be more of an acceptable, logical thing. You simply can't block it, or even if you're blocking it, you're just going to get hit. You're not going to get like your guard broken or something. It doesn't make much sense. So, you mean even better for countering attacks than reused weapon. So I'm not really sure why that is. It might not even be the case. It might just be my my experiences with it. So all you need to do is press the as you're blocking, obviously, press the triangle button when this guy's doing his attacks, and you can get in some nice counter attacks. I think it takes about 7 or 8 hits, maybe less. When he changes, when he morphs into that version of this guy is a fiercer version of the first iteration we saw. So you kind of want to move away when he transforms, and when he's going berserk, you want to just dodge away, because those are all attacks that are going to block your, break your guard. So see these counter attacks? I got them one right after the next, starting at about this period in time, and so yeah, these guys usually always give me a problem, but you mainly just want to counter attack these guys' attacks instead of attacking them. Countering works a lot better. So you actually don't fight this guy ever again. You don't kill him, you know, but it would be cool if you could actually fight this guy as Ryu. It would be more interesting of a fight for sure. I thought I was going to kill him there, but you know, that red UT just didn't take. So here's the point where, see, I had him really low, and see how that's like a couple of millimeters. That's not even a centimeter right there. I couldn't even hit him for a while. See how you're locked into place? So he's just going to spam that attack unless you get close to him. So he really jacked me up. That was hardcore, really brutal right there. So just need one more hit. All I needed was one more hit. So I said, just let me wall spam this guy and get my victory in, because, you know, It's just inevitable. I want the victory. Just give me my damn victory, and then I'll stop complaining. But let's see if. Okay, yeah, we got it. So there's a little bit of a cutscene here with her amazing body. So just enjoy. You know, dad ass doesn't quit. It really doesn't quit. So I'm a ninja bitch for life, I guess, right? And then in the next stage, Rachel is a completely scripted fight. Her boss for that stage. We don't actually play as Rachel for a bit. Quite a few chapters later. Here's how to do it. You just wall run up, and then you press circle and then triangle. You so have the windmill shuriken equipped, or anything, any shurikens or whatever. Shurikens are fine too. So see, we're up here. We didn't have to go through that damn transparent platform, try to get it in time. It's not that hard once you do it over and over again, like I've had to do in the past. But you know, I just really like that skip. It's awesome. So if you didn't know how to do it, and if you're not getting those button presses right I thought the recommended weapon for these guys was the Vigorian flail. Well, I thought that too. And I'm gonna give a mention here to somebody whose videos I was watching recently. Let me see what his name is real quick. It's the Seraphim 17. I was watching his videos, and he was using this tactic, and I don't know if he developed it, but I seem to recall that he somewhere in one of his videos he said that he saw it somewhere else, and I apologize if that's not true, but I seem to recall, you know, it's fine. It doesn't matter who started this, and I'm not going to be the one finishing this because you are the gamer. But this is an extremely helpful tactic, and this makes me hate the ghost fish way less than I already do. So all you need to do is press the square button 4 times in rapid succession. Acceptable, because this game was made in 2005 and games were doing checkpoints, you know, at that time. It's ridiculous, and this is a remake of a game that's even older, so they should have put checkpoints in this game like they do in Sigma 2 on bosses. It's just ridiculous. So in effect, to avoid a lot of hassle, you need to get the contents of this safe and then swim on down back to the store if you need to, purchase items.
Lejos de ella, procura nunca estar cerca. La forma de derrotarla es siempre intentar derribarla con el vuelo de golondrina. Así, miren, vuelo de golondrina, y una vez que esté derribada, hacerle el salto de Izuna. Ahí les dejo el combo. Y es todo, es lo que tenemos que hacer únicamente, pasarnos esquivándola, intentar hacer que un vuelo de golondrina, que es esa técnica, le logre pegar, que la derribará, y eso la dejará en el suelo muy vulnerable a cualquier ataque. Lo que sí les digo, nunca estén abajo de ella, procuren estar siempre lejos, porque hace un agarre que hace bastante daño. Ay, es ese, miren, ya lo esquivé. Ahí está, vuelo de golondrina y alma está derrotada. 2 o 3 de estos y está.
You might as well, you know, you never know when you might need something. So I did fast forward the footage to spare everybody the hassle of having to watch me get it in real time. When they get into berserk mode, they shoot like flames right out of their swords. I got hit by a fireball once I get into berserk. Once this guy gets into berserk mode, you'll see, and watch how much damage I get dealt. It's just crazy. So this fight is going to net you a life of the gods, so that's the reason why I'm doing this fight. So I filled up right there, and watch this fireball over here. Watch this. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Wow. I didn't think that they would shoot those fireballs at melee range, because I was at his melee range, so I didn't know that they did that. So.
Primer método de cómo matar a los berserkers. Este es posible con cualquier espada ligera del juego, que son estas 3 que están viendo ahora mismo. El combo es bastante sencillo, pero lo que ustedes tienen que aprender es a bloquear los ataques de los berserkers. Ellos tienen esta espada Davilaro, la cual es posible que rompa la defensa de Ryu después de 2 o más golpes. Así que la forma de bloquearlos es bloquear su primer espadazo y evadir haciéndose bolita hacia atrás. Una vez que veas que él termina de hacer su combo, que casi siempre es de 2 espadazos o solo uno, te da una oportunidad para que tú le puedas hacer el combo. Una cosa, cuando entran en Berserker Mode, nada más no hay que alejarse de ellos, porque si estás alejados de ellos, se enojan mucho más y como que se ponen mucho más salvajes. El Berserker Mode es cuando se ponen de color rojo. Segundo método, posible con cualquier arma pesada del juego, son estas que están viendo ahora. Este es el método más sencillo, aprendiendo a hacer esta técnica, que es adelante más al mismo tiempo Y con cualquier arma pesada. Es facilísimo de realizar y los Berserker no duran nada. Depende ya de qué nivel sea tu arma o qué arma es, el número de golpes, pero este es el método más fácil. Miren, solamente bloqueas, esquivas hacia atrás y adelante Y. Igual, y así te la vas. Bloqueas, atrás, adelante Y. Y bueno, espero les sirva alguno de estos dos métodos. Y recuerden que para que les salgan alguno de estos dos métodos es muy importante que aprendan a bloquear los ataques de los Berserkers. Si no sabes cómo se mueven, por favor ve el video más lento o pausale en los momentos en los que yo bloqueo, para que sepas en qué momento bloquear y en qué momento esquivar. Bueno, espero les funcione. Yo les recomiendo aprender a matarlos, porque si quieren terminar todas las misiones, pues más les vale aprender a matar a estos tipos, porque los van a ver muy seguido. Muchas gracias por ver.
A Life of the Gods. If you want to, you do get a Life of the Gods after the battle. So if you have two, like I did, going into the fight, make sure you do use one during the fight, so you can actually pick it up. Unless you want to save it for later, which you can do. I actually, like I mentioned before, I got $100,000 twice over, meaning visually fighting you. So here is a really good fight, and all I'm going to be doing is spamming Ninpo, and then it's going to deal a little bit of damage to him, and then actually quite a bit actually, and then I'm going to hit him a couple times with the Dabalacro, and then once my combo's over, I'm going to cast Ninpo again to immune myself from any of his attacks, and then just repeat the process. It works really well. So just keep dropping Ninpo, and then you see it's going to knock him back a little bit, and then get in a few quick hits with the Dabalacro, then press the Ninpo again. It works really well. So when the Ninpo is occurring, you're completely immune from anything. So it's a good tactic, and I purposely allowed myself to use this Talisman of Rebirth, knowing that I have one, and then I'm going to get one after this fight, so I'll have the two that you're allowed to carry. So this is just cakewalk. There shouldn't be no issues here. My strategy is very good, and I hope it's good for you too. But before this video ends and before we get to chapter 10, I'm just going to take out a couple of these exploding barrels, which contain $100 each. Not necessary, but I'm a completionist. So see, I had $92,000 right there. That's much money I have. So I'm going to also, if you're not prepared to deal with a couple of enemies outside the door, I would recommend heading on over to the save point, saving it. It is going to take you to chapter 10, but it's the same area. It's just going to have a little cutscene, then you can save it. You do definitely want to be cautious over here, though. See, I don't need to be cautious since I have a lot of items and stuff, but if you don't have any items and you don't think you can handle trying to get into the door before these guys can hit you, or you don't think you can handle defeating this little 3 enemy wave, just save it. It's, you know, you don't want to lose the progress. So I'm gonna head on into the skull door. We acquired this skull key in the previous chapter. Now we are going to enter the area over here. So this is the golden scarab there. This is the life of the gods. So that's our first one of our new 9 count. And this is you see him do a couple of wall runs here. I was just double checking that I still had that one there, and then I got 1 life of the gods. And the only thing we're doing here is, first I'm going to grab this golden scarab over here to the left, and then I'm going to use the bow, the strong bow that we just acquired. We don't have the bow anymore. It's called the strong bow. It's a lot faster and better. So this is optional, by the way. You don't have to do this, but if you want a $25,000 item for free, definitely want to do it. So I think that pressing the interact button kind of lines you up at the door. I didn't know that at first, but actually it didn't line me up at the door. So just kind of move around a little bit, and then all you need to do is shatter the glass and then shoot the arrow at the switch, and then you'll get the cutscene with his treasure box, which contains a talisman of rebirth. So there's nothing to do over here else except purchase things at the store. I decided to go to the Miramasa shop and see if I had anything to get as far as trading in the scarabs, but I had 22, so that's not going to give me anything till 25. So I decided to just not buy anything. I'll just buy stuff in the next chapter, and then I'm going to head on over to the where that treasure box was and grab it. I'm going to head on out of here. I really appreciate everybody's support for watching these videos, and I hope they're really helpful for everybody. I'm doing this to help people beat the game and record my progress. Equip the strongbow. You should already have it, and if you don't have any arrows, just backtrack to the alternator arena rather. And you're going to notice right off the bat when you use the strongbow that the arrows fire a lot quicker. It takes 3 arrows to dispatch each of these sentries up here, so it's really nice that these sentries don't interrupt you when you're firing. When they're firing and when you're aiming. So it works out really well. So grab that golden scarab, and then we're going to head on over to that green box over here and start using explosive arrows. So we have the ability to start using cores and explosive arrows now that we have the strongbow. So I know there's a long abbreviation before the word cores. I can never remember all the letters, so I'm just gonna say cores. They're like steel rod cores or something, and they're actually really effective on the 2 bosses. I think they deal more damage, but again, more of that when we actually get to it. So this is payback time. Smoke bombs for this guy, for this stage. So the biggest issue here is that it's really difficult to grab ammo out of the boxes without getting torn to pieces, and it's really unfortunate that they give you an ammo counter. It's just stupid. Why give the player an ammo counter? It's just, but look at all the damage that the Art of the Inferno does. It's just a great amount of damage. And don't really worry about using too much Nimpo here, because once you defeat this guy, you're going to be accessing one of the monoliths in this game, which is going to just restock your Nimpo and your health. So we took that one out. So just also be aware that you could come down here after the helicopter fight, and you're probably going to need to come down here because it's a really brutal fight, and you're going to get, if you're like me, you're going to get torn to pieces. So just remember that you can always come back down to this monolith as much as you really need to. You can come down to it very frequently. So if you get into a jam or what have you. So now we're just heading on over to the lift that descended after we beat that boss. And there's some bats in here, which I knew full well that those bats were in there, but I just opened it anyway. They're actually the exploding bats, so not sure why I did that. But when this lift ascends to the top, you definitely want to save it. And I had a lot of healing items to fall back onto, but it wasn't the case the last time I did this guide. I had, I think I had just 1 small potion and 1 great potion, which is not much at all. So once this helicopter once the fight starts, you're going to get an opportunity to hit him several times. So it's going to put you right in line to him. So just maybe not right in line, but just kind of aim, just kind of compensate for the fact that it's going up at first. So just shoot up, and then the best time to hit this boss is when it goes under the bridge. And you can also hide behind these wooden platforms, those boxes, to prevent yourself from getting hit from the missiles. But it's not easy to dodge these missiles, and right there it was pure luck that I didn't get hit. I really hope no one comes here without that many potions. But so here's another great opportunity to start hitting this guy. See, I'm aiming. I'm preparing to fire down on this guy. I'm aiming, so I'm dealing more damage. And then when I get out of the aiming mode, I'm just going to start blind firing at him as much as I can. And I think I take him down right here. Yep, took him down. Yep, there we go. So I had almost all my health here, but that's just because I used a potion towards the end of that fight. But I actually did go back and access the monolith just because I was 1 Nimpo short of having all my Nimpos. So I do this normally. There's going to be about, for every one of those radio dishes, there's like 1 enemy, or maybe it's like half of an, for every 2 there's 1 enemy, but you constantly get interrupted, and it's so irritating that I can't stand it. I cannot stand it, and just a lot of trial and error. I experimented with this, just leaving one guy on here and just taking these radio dishes off, and it works a lot better, and your stress level is much minimized here. So I think this is the last radio dish that I needed to take out. Maybe there's one more, but you see how when I'm aiming, I'm not getting interrupted, not really anyway. And when you take out the radio tower, the game clears that last enemy for you, so you don't even have to worry to get in red GTs on these enemies here, where their bullets interrupt your charge. So just take care of these guys in the normal manner. They should be extremely familiar to you by now. And this is the Life of the Gods. You want to grab this. So this right here is not the Fiend Challenge. The Fiend Challenge occurs once you go back into this room. But first of all, you have to clear this wave of enemies. But this is, I would recommend that you never complete this Fiend Challenge unless you really are, have your heart set on completing all the Fiend Challenges. But this is a money-making room, and I may leave an annotation in here to show you how to make money here, but it's essentially the same thing I'm doing here now. We're just going to be killing these bugs here, and if you never kill them, if you never kill the 120 bugs in the next phase, you never will run out of an opportunity to always come back to this room and kill as many bugs as you want, so long as you don't kill 120, and get a ton of money. So even when you're at even when you're on chapter 18 and you're on the Imperial Palace, if you haven't completed this wave, this Fiend Challenge, you can still, even at the very, very end of the game, come back to this room and grind for money. The Dabalak Road takes a ton of damage off this guy. So you want to just stick into the upper left corner, and right when that energy ball is about to hit you, just roll, and it won't hit you. So it's really good. And then once he goes back in its hole, just charge up and release. So sometimes when I'm coming off of a charge and rolling back to this area, that's normally when I get hit. I'm not perfect. This isn't a no-hit run or anything. So the times when you can't hit this guy is when he's completely in his hole, sealed up. Even though red UT, the splash damage will not hit him. So
la Thunderworm. A este enemigo hay que aprender a matarlo muy bien, ya que si se te complica solamente créeme que vas a sufrir contra el que sigue. Pero bueno, la forma para derrotarlo es siempre estar viendo al gusano. Nunca veas a Ryu, o al menos no, es imposible que te caigas al agua. Bueno, solamente no avances. Procura quedarte quieto en el centro del lugar donde estamos peleando, y siempre ve al gusano, ve sus movimientos. Si ves que se te va a aventar, tú solamente brinca y presionas el Y en el momento en el que él va a caer. Si ves que empieza como a succionar el agua, tú puedes hacerle una técnica definitiva si gustas. Y el Windmill Shuriken es un agregado si le quieres matar rápido.
And we're going to be dealing with some ghost fish, but I really don't care about fighting ghost fish anymore. All you need to do here is do a downward thrust there, and then you cannot get bitten while you're doing these wall kicks from left to right. And when you get to the apex of the shaft, that's when you want to slam home with the triangle button, and then just keep going back and forth, go up and down, getting all the items in advance for that. But so up ahead we have some garbage bugs and hornets, if memory serves me correct. Yep, it sure as hell did serve me. So I'm going to be doing some charges off this, and there is actually a Fiend Challenge of Hornets too a little later on in the game, and it's a good idea to use the Dabalakro to do spray damage. The spray damage that this particular weapon does affects airborne enemies, so it's really great. You just got to do it really quick, and you see how much damage I took away half of his life right there, more than half of his life, and you do need to clear these enemies, so just deal with them in the best way you can. I mean, if you want to, you could just do ultimate techniques from a distance. This is a huge arena where we're going to be facing Pazuzu, the Wind Demon. So there's really no shortage of room here, even though these guys are so massive.
el demonio Pazu, uno de los enemigos más duros del juego. Para hacerle el verdadero daño posible, tenemos que derribarlo. Yo les recomiendo utilizar combos de pura Y, como este que se llama la explosión lunar. Adelante, Y. Para hacerlo no se compliquen la vida, está muy sencillo, solamente presionen hacia adelante más puro Y hacia el enemigo. Es bastante fácil de matar al enemigo pero lo que tenemos que hacer es derribarlo. Siempre golpear sus piernas para que él baje la cabeza y hacerle el mayor daño posible. Este enemigo suele pasarse de un lado a otro en este estadio de batalla, así que les recomiendo utilizar las flechas explosivas para hacerle un daño extra si es que lo quieres matar rápido y tener buen karma. Los rayos esos pues que no te espanten, no te dan si tú no te dejas mover. Muchas explosiones lunares y con eso está derrotado. Miren, le hacen bastante daño este combo en la cabeza. Una vez que está tirado, miren nada más, casi la mitad de la vida. Ahí está, 20 hits. Les recomiendo el arte de infierno, ya que la de Inazuma y la de hielo pues no le hacen casi nada. Son nada más, ningún arte le hace casi nada. Mejor no usen limpo con esa es recomendación personal. No lo gasten y guárdense los mejor para Doku.